to a Mouse by Robert Burns. Before I read this poem, I'm just going to apologise beforehand for my attempt at saying all these Scottish dialect words. So, here we go. Wee sleeked cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie, thou needna start awa sae hasty, wee bickering brattle, I wad be lithe to rin and chase thee, wee murderin' pattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt now whiles but thou may thieve, but when, poor beastie, thou maun live, a daemonica in her thraves, a small request, I'll get a blessing wi' the live and never missed. Thy wee bit housie too in ruin, it's silly was tell winds a strewin', and naething now to big a new un, o foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy hid beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. That wee but heap o' thieves and stibble, how cost thee money a weary nibble? Now thou'st turned out for thy Now thou'st turned out for thy trouble, but house or hall to thole the winter's sleety dribble and crown right cold. But mousie, thou art know thy lane, in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes, O mice and men, gang off to gley, and lay us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only touches thee, but I backward cast my eye on prospects drear, and forward thou I cannot see, I guess and fear. Well, I suppose the first thing I should comment on is the fact that Robert Burns is a Scottish poet, and here in this handy little thing on the opposite side of the page, which I've said in every single review, every single explanation thing you should read, it says that he is Scotland's national poet. This links to the fact that obviously it's written in Scottish dialect. It's written as a habby, which is a type of verse form. A habby is a Scottish form, a traditional Scottish form. It's didactic. Now, the first time that my teacher read this to me, I was confused. Very confused. I mean, the book provides a little translation across the side about some of the words, but nonetheless it's a very confusing poem. But basically, I will tell you 3 messages that this could be interpreted as having. So, message 1. It could be a political message in terms of the Scottish people as the good people, and the English people as the bad people. I should first off say it's about how he destroys a mouse's house. And so he's saying that the Scots are just like innocent little mice, and then the English trying to just stamp on them. The second thing it could mean is that animals are equal. He sort of presents the mouse and himself as having a sort of affinity, and that they are all part of this one world. This is evident from the thing that he says, "At me, thy poor earthborn companion." Initially I thought this meant that the mouse is the earthborn companion, but in fact he's addressing himself. And then the fact that he's saying that he is earthborn as well as the mouse is, so they're companions in that sense. The third message is that life is hard and good things never last. No, it's a bit depressing message, but at the end when he says that the mouse's life is much better compared to his, because his pain, the bad stuff will never end for him. At the bottom it says, to a mouse on turning her up in her nest with the plough, November 1785. So we assume this is autobiographical in the fact that he did actually find a mouse, although he's turned it into a much more animated character in this. Firstly, he starts with wee sleeked cowrin timorous beastie. Starts with 4 adjectives. Oh dear, 4 adjectives. It's not good. And the first line is very plosive phonetically. It's very plosive phonetically, indicating sort of a hard life, and the wee and the sleeked cowrin, that sort of thing, and indicates sort of how vulnerable the mouse is, as compared to him, how vulnerable the poor little mouse is. There's a language change in the second stanza, in the fact that it's not quite as informal as the first one. It's not particularly informal in the first stanza, it's much more traditional Scottish dialect. So it begins with "I'm truly sorry, man's dominion," and this is obviously his first apologetic sentence. He is sorry about how man has ruined his house, and he sort of makes it as if, because he says man's dominion has broken nature's social union, so, and man and nature are both with capital letters, so he's sort of indicating how we as a species are ruining the natural way of things. The fourth stanza says, Thy wee bit housey to in ruin, it's silly what is winds a strewin. Yeah. Basically it's a fragile house, it's fragile life. This is again mimetic of his life, in the fact that he was thrown out to face the elements, just like he has just made the mouse have to be thrown out into the elements. In the fifth stanza, when he says crash, cruel, coulter, they are fricative sounds? Fricative phonology, is it? Fricative, I think, yes. Fricative phonology, and it suggests that it's a really harsh life. In the 7th and 8th stanza, he changes the subject of the poem to himself. This is the part where he references Of Mice of Men, and Of Mice of Men is one of the books that you learn in, one of the books you can learn in this specification that I'm doing, but I am not, so I sort of know that it's like in the book, and whatever you do, fate will ruin the goodness. Basically that's the basis of Mice of Men. And if you study Of Mice of Men, all the better. Robert Burns was considered to be sort of this radical person. For example, like the Romantic poets Wordsworth and Coleridge. Yes, they all wrote lyrical ballads. Another point about him is that he was very politically opinionated. He was poor, a farmer, and a thinker, which was never a good thing in that time. As always, read the other side, the opposite side, and I'll see you next time. Oh, comment! Don't forget to comment.